All right. Welcome, guys. We're doing a vendor spotlight. Yeah, we're talking about Light It Up Expo, and I haven't figured out a cool tagline yet, but it's basically all things outdoor lighting. So whether you're talking landscape lighting, my personal favorite, or holiday lighting, or permanent lighting, this is the place to be. So today we've got Nathan Straub with Sterling Lighting, and I just thought, crap, Nathan, I forgot to ask you, how do you say your last name? I just call you Nathan.
You did exactly right, Straub.
Straub.
Weirdly, everyone says Straub, like strawberry, but it's actually Straub. It's German. So
Straub.
I don't know, man. You're like a master of linguistics. You
Yeah,
got it.
Nathan Straub. I mean,
Straub.
yeah. Well, I'm excited to have you guys on here. Gotten to know you. I've gotten to know your family of Sterling people over the last few years, and it's been a blast. So, yeah, thanks for being part of Light It Up Expo, and thanks for joining me today.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm excited. We went to the first one, and not knowing what to expect, was Ryan going to pull this off? And you did in spades. It was awesome. I think I saw myself on one of the testimonial videos for the first year. So I stand by everything I said. I'm excited to come back for round two. Let's go.
That's cool. Well, honestly, like I'm so grateful because to be able to like have the support that last year was our first year and it was like it's a pretty big risk. Like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna be good? Like, who are the attendees? Who are the vendors? Like, so to have you guys have my back and say, yeah, I want to sign up without ever, I mean, it was the first of its kind, right? So
Hmm.
that's huge. And then obviously to have you back a second year is just so awesome. So yeah, really appreciate your guys' support. And honestly, we have, I never used Sterling product. I never did. And so people would ask me like, oh, what products do you use? And I would never say Sterling. And I think there was like some beef there or something at first, but like we have like, I would say, I don't know what percentage, I don't keep track of it too much, but I know a ton of our members in Landscape Lighting Secrets are using Sterling products.
Yeah, quite a few. More than I realized when I came to the summit in Palm Beach, or West Palm. There was more than I realized had used, or at least definitely knew of, and we're starting to use or looking into it. So we're growing. We had a great year last year. We grew pretty well and had a pretty profitable year. And so we love to see that expansion. We love to see people, um, talking about us and recommending us. And frankly, we've always been really focused on elevating the landscape lighting industry. Patrick Harder is our founder. He's been doing it for 30 years. And, he's got a passion for small businesses. So does Damien, our other founder. And he definitely has a passion and a soft spot for lighting guys. And so it's natural to work with you, right? Because you work with all types. You work with guys who are getting into the industry. You mentor folks who are in the industry for a while. Um, and we really want to be a part of elevating the industry.
That's really what it's all about. Light Up Expo is different than anything we've ever done. A lot of my seminars, whatever you want to call them, like our meetups, we don't usually have a lot of a product focus, and I try to stay out of that. I'm friends with a lot of different people. So I'm like, hey, let you guys do like, pitch the product type thing. But I truly am just focused on helping these guys grow their businesses. And it truly is by partnering with quality brands like yours that they're able to do that because the temptation when people are getting started is like, okay, well, where can I find the cheapest thing? And that's fine, like, day one, but like what happens like 3, 5, 6 years later when that stuff starts failing? Now all of a sudden
Mhm.
you have a headache on your hands instead of like an optimized system. So it's crucial for me to really get you in front of our client base and get you in front of these people because it's not just having a solid business plan. You need solid products, you need solid partners.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And sorry if you hear the plane flying overhead. I told you before we started, I'm in Phoenix. I'm the only Sterling guy in Phoenix, but I take advantage of the 2 months of decent weather we have every year. So
I
it was
see
too nice to sit inside.
I see blue skies. It literally looks like AI. It looks like you have like a fake backdrop.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Looks like
not.
a green
That
screen.
that hammock gets use throughout the winter. It's fantastic. It's
I don't believe it. It's a green screen.
65 and beautiful. It's great. Uh, but yeah, I think to kind of reiterate what you talk about, I think that's one of the other reasons I really love the trade shows and especially going and being a part of the vendor, forums and expos, especially at a place like Light It Up. Uh, we stand behind what we build. We think we have the best product out there. For what you can buy, we think we are absolutely punching above our weight class in terms of quality, in terms of the quality of light you get from our luminaires, and just the support that you get from us through like design services and design support. That's a big part of what we do. We don't just manufacture lights; we also work with all of our customers on a daily basis, probably to really talk about design and what's a good idea. And hey, I got this really kind of unique thing going on over here. Let me send you pictures. And I know that that's probably something that is sought after a lot. I hear a lot on the forums on the internet. Guys posting pictures all the time about, well, how would you like this? What would you do here? And so,
Yep.
that trade knowledge is invaluable, and we really try to support our folks that way.
Well, I want to talk just a little bit about the format of this year's expo, and then I want to ask you a little bit about what you guys are planning on, like
Yeah.
doing there, and how you're participating. So, the format this year is like I always just start with something, and then I always change my mind. So, like I was like, it's going to be a 3-day event, and then all of a sudden I was like, all these people were asking me about like, well, what about hands-on training? Like, do you still do that? And like, I want to get into this, I want to get into that. I'm like, all right, screw it, we're making it a 4-day conference. So it was gonna be 3 days, now it's 4 days, so now it actually starts on Tuesday, March 3rd.
Hmm.
That day, people can register for hands-on training for either they choose one, either landscape lighting or holiday lighting or permanent lighting. So,
Nice.
they can come, they can and that's included, we're not charging extra for that. I literally used to charge $1,800 to train people how to do landscape lighting. We're just throwing it in for free with their ticket to Light Up Expo.
Yeah.
So they get to choose one of those tracks. So it's like if you've never done landscape lighting and you're a holiday lighting guy or permanent lighting guy, like that's the one you should pick. Pick landscape lighting. If you already know how to do all three, bring a guy and like put them through it. It's just awesome to get hands-on training. And then the next day, Wednesday, March 4th, is that right? Yeah, Wednesday, March 4th is our like official kickoff. That's where we have you guys setting up. We're gonna have all of our vendors. It's just an awesome place for people to walk around and kind of honestly compare different products and vendors and manufacturers and get their hands on products and stuff like that. So that's March 4th, 5 to 7. We're having a happy hour. I'm actually flying in a DJ. Yes, flying in a DJ for this. It's gonna be like it's gonna be a different expo than anyone's used to. It's gonna be killer. And then Thursday, March 5th, we've got like main stage keynote speakers in the morning. We've got Jimmy Tompkins, we've got Brandon Vaughn, and then we're actually breaking for Expo again. So 3 hours of Expo. We're feeding lunch to everybody. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be networking going on and things like that. And then that afternoon, we've got different breakouts where they can pick different speakers and different topics. And then finally on Friday, March 6th, that morning, we've got a couple more keynotes. We got the big one that I really got to mention is we just inked this deal not too long ago. If you guys have not heard of the book Go for No, we have the authors of Go for No speaking on our main stage Friday morning. So that's going to be freaking awesome. So great book and great people. So then that afternoon we're doing expert roundtables. So we're getting some of our speakers that were on like the main stage where you get a little bit more intimate now and you can go up and ask them questions and like, hey, if you were me, what would you do? And so we've got kind of a variety of atmospheres for people to learn. So really excited about that. What are you most excited about, Nathan, for Light It Up this year?
I just want to meet. I just want to meet. First of all, I'm excited to see. I hope some familiar faces. I hope some guys come back because, of the value of from the first one, and they're in your program. And I'm excited to meet some new faces. I mean, I got really energized last year over talking to people who were like, I don't know if I can do this because we focus only on landscape lighting. We're not in the holiday and we're not in the permanent lighting space, but we're a landscape lighting company. And you would get guys who would, there's, I don't know if I can do this, and is super cool to talk to them for like half an hour, and then they get a little confidence, and then after like day two of going through everything and everything you were showing them and all the speakers, they're like, oh, I'm totally doing this.
Just to
That's
like
very
see that
cool.
transformation.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was super cool. I hope to see that again. It's always a good time. You always put on a good time, Brian. Like there's so much knowledge and like good stuff that you put out. And really, it's not all I know this is the Light It Up Expo, but you put out a lot of small business practical stuff too, which is great. And I think it's always a little rowdy, which is fun. That's my vibe. Like, I don't like the stuffy go sit in a room for 3 hours and be talked at. Like, it's always a good time. So I'm looking forward to it. Orlando's a great town. I'm gonna see if I can move my breakout session to Universal instead of in the, no.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We try to keep people's heart rate up, you know? It's like no one wants to just go to a boring conference and listen to speakers, you
No.
know? And so we do have some speakers, but they're gonna get your heart rate up. Like you're not just gonna get inspired. We don't want this to just be like hoorah motivation. There's gonna be some of that for sure. Like we need that. You need those endorphins, like you need some adrenaline. But then it's like, hey, let's give you some real practical shit that you can just write down and do this thing and implement and make $10,000, you know? Like I need people to get a ROI. I need
Yep.
you guys as vendors to get an ROI, and I need the attendees to get an ROI. And that's how we build a community. That's how we build a movement. So we're really focused on value. Like,
Yep.
doesn't matter how much it costs. We could charge $10,000 a ticket. You're still going to get a return on your investment. You're still going to get that value. So I appreciate you saying that.
Rock on.
So tell me about what you got. So this year we're also doing something different where you guys are doing a breakout. You'll have the expo where people can walk around, of course, and talk and stuff like that. But we're also allowing you guys are doing a special breakout on Thursday. Is that right? Did we say?
We are. We're gonna do Thursday. 99% sure it's at 10:30. Unless I picked the wrong radio button on the sign up form. I booked it for Thursday at 10:30, room one. Yeah. And it was initially, the title of it was basically upping your landscape design knowledge, and it was going to be a lot of kind of practical stuff that I could bring and share that I've learned being in the industry for the last couple of years, and then also just obviously trying to bring some information from our founder Patrick, who's an LC and who is uh, pretty good at lighting design. And then I learned this
Okay.
morning that he actually is coming, which is fantastic. So I'm actually excited to share that. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So I may still be running the breakout room as the primary, but we'll have Patrick there, and that's going to be awesome for anybody who is really looking to, pick his brain about design and how he approaches projects and scenes and what he thinks about. He's definitely a good one to get to know and get some information from. And then we've been working for a while on our, as you know, and some of the guys in your group know, our American made product, and we definitely should have some of that to be able to display at the vendor expo as well. So we're pretty excited for that.
Awesome, man. Dude, that's killer.
Yep.
So launching, not necessarily launching, but you'll have some of your new American made product there at the expo. People can get their
Yes.
hands on that.
Yep.
And honestly, the fact that Patrick is coming like that, listen, you're great, Nathan, but uh
I ain't Patrick.
you're not an LC, you know, like
No.
he he honestly, like, I love Patrick's design mentality because he doesn't just speak from one side, I feel like. Like, he understands the art, but he also understands the business, and so I think that's why I connect with him so much is because there's some people that it's just like, it's so much about the art, that it's like they forget that you still have to
Yeah.
be efficient and you still have to, like, run a business. So he really does, like, he's not just a manufacturer, he's a designer, he's a business owner, he's an operator, like he gets that, right? And so I like the way he teaches. I like how he teaches design because it's coming with both those brains and like that alone, that breakout is going to be worth coming to Orlando.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm excited that he decided to go. I agree with you. That's kind of what we were talking about before jumping in is like you can build something awesome and intricate and beautiful. If you build it the wrong way, use the wrong products, set it up to fail, in a year from now, your customers are calling you going, half my lights are blinking, they're not working. Something's like, what is going on with the system you installed? And then you're just out there doing service calls on this thing. And that's not what you want, right? So you got to understand art, but you absolutely have to understand the design aspect and then the installation aspect, and then what does make sense in terms of a business owner? How do I service this correctly? So yeah, he knows all of that. So that'll be a great breakout. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's
And
quite cool. That's a
yeah,
surprise. I didn't know he was coming either. So
I didn't until this morning. So
yeah,
yeah.
no, that's huge. So that's something that we're, experimenting with this year, but that'll be on Thursday. We think Thursday, 10:30 EST.
Me on
Is this
Thursday at 10:30. I know for a fact it was on Thursday because when I thought it was me, I was like, "Well, I need one day just to kind of get out there and promote it a little bit
yeah.
in person in addition." So I definitely know it's Thursday, and I remember very specifically 10:30 because I was like, "I know when I go to something after lunch, I'm always tired, so I'm gonna do it before lunch."
Well, that day, Thursday and Friday, we're serving lunch, to all attendees and vendors, so that'll be kinda cool. Thursday is kinda like
Nice,
a walking lunch, I'd say,
nice.
because we really want it to be about talking and vendors, and we don't want people just, like, in some other room or whatever. Friday, we're gonna have it's like a nicer, like, oh, yeah, like, people will be like, "Wow, how much did this lunch cost?" Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. So, talk to us, I guess, about what else. So let's the thing that I never heard or knew about Sterling until again, all my members taught me this really, and Patrick was like the single source. Like I think that's a huge thing. Why one of the reasons, maybe there's some other trade secrets, but the single source LED, I think, is one thing that just makes it pop and make it look so much different than some of the other products out there.
But yeah, I mean, I think certainly, we're not the only manufacturer that uses single source, but certainly have been using it for probably longer than the others and perfected it. And it's actually not just the single source LED. Right now, if you look at like our SLO1, our bread and butter uplight that our primary light, that's a single source Cree LED. That's going to be upgraded even further in the American design, with an even higher CRI. So the thing that we kind of obsess over is really high quality, on the fixture and durability, really high light quality. So super high CRI, as high as we can get it, and then really like just very adjustable, just like a multi tool on most of our lights. So it's not just that single source; it's the optic that we put on it. We're always refining that. The new lights will have a TIR optic, which is even better for it's capturing that light exactly where you want it to go. But then we also do a lot of things that just make sense, metal on metal contact with the LED, so that you're getting that heat dissipation,
Nice.
serviceable parts, so that you have the longevity and the beauty of an integrated fixture, but you don't have to throw the thing away if something does happen to it. You can just replace the LED, replace the driver, and then it's all fully adjustable. So you can swap out the cup if you need a different color temp. You can adjust the lumens on most of our lights, and we want them to be very much like they won't really work for you. So you're going to make things pop with really high CRI. And for those that don't know what CRI is, which I'm assuming anybody that's watching this knows what that is, but for those that don't, it's the color rendering index of light. So 100 is sunlight, and a lot of the lights that are out there that are on the low end are in the high 80s. Ours are typically 97 or higher. So we're really trying to push for that light source that's going to bring out the color in your landscape and the color in your architecture correctly, evenly, and that's kind of what sets us apart in terms of
Yeah.
our product.
I know I knew I didn't know exactly like, I know you guys are high CRI. I was thinking 97, 96, 98, whatever, and I'm like, "You're increasing it. Are you guys going for 101?"
We
Like, are
better
you
than the
going for,
sun.
like,
Eat it,
this
son.
that would
Yeah,
be
no,
cool.
I think I think we've gotten to 99 on the photometrics on a couple of our lights,
Okay.
the little Archer lights we have, and I think on our new uplight, American-made uplight will be. I think we're pushing 99 on that as well. So that's going to be just the best quality light you can get. Um, you know,
Until you I mean, if someone gets to 101, let's talk. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know what that even looks like. It's somehow
It looks too good. It would
it's
look just too good where it wouldn't look
just
good.
too good. You don't want to look at that. Yeah, and just everything else looks ugly. No, but like that's
Holy
that's
crap.
the that's what we're all about.
Maybe we should just come up with a fixture name right now, and we're gonna call it the 101, and I think challenge Patrick. I think he can figure this out. I don't pretty
You
smart
you
guy,
either
so we'll call it the 101.
you either need to be better than sunlight or you need to find a new color on the spectrum
Yeah.
to, that doesn't exist that we didn't know. Yeah,
I mean, at some point, CRI didn't exist. Someone made it up, so
yeah,
we're just gonna
exactly.
make stuff up.
Exactly, exactly. But and I think that's people don't necessarily think about that when they think about what they're installing, and I think that's one of the things that definitely stands out when people use Sterling for the first time. Obviously, the weight and durability of the product, and the fact that it's adjustable and serviceable, it's that's what kind of hooks them. But I hear so often like, I put your stuff under these trees, these palms, these oaks. It doesn't look the same as others. It pops, and it just the light quality brings out so much more detail. That's what we're going for.
Yeah. No, well said. Because, a fixture, obviously, if you're gonna see it, like, you want it to look good, you want it to hold up in the elements, and that's important, but we're lighting designers. We want that to just look badass at night and, like, totally
Hmm.
transformational, so people are like, "That's that's my backyard? That's my house? Whoa." And
Yep.
that's happened. That happens where people drive past their own house for the first couple nights because they didn't recognize it.
I'll tell you this, for anybody that's watching right now, or in the future, that is a holiday guy. If I were you, I would be giving an invoice to every single person that doesn't have landscape lighting as you're taking the holiday lights down. Because I was walking my dogs back home on Sunday, and I had taken my lights down, and I didn't have my my landscape lighting turned on yet, and I was like, ugh. It's terrible. And I mean, that's like, once you have it, you really don't want to be in this dark spot on your neighborhood or dark spot on the property. It's like, so that's something, if because I know you work with a lot of holiday lighting guys. I would be putting out landscape bids for all my people that I'm taking down, because they're going to be very sad when their nice joyous lights are gone.
Well, it's honestly, it's perfect timing because there's so that's if they have if they're doing holiday lighting and they have a client list, those people appreciate lighting. If they're willing to spend like $2,500 for temporary lights for 8 weeks,
Yep.
10 grand for, 20 grand, whatever it is not a ton for landscape lighting that's gonna be on every single night for the next 10 to 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, let's just do the math for them. Like, did you know your holiday lighting costs you this much per night and landscape lighting is a fraction of that? I mean, whatever it is, like, they're just sitting on a gold mine. And so it's not a matter of like if that client's going to do it, it's a matter of when. And it might take 5 years for them to come up with the idea on their own, but they're going to go with someone else. So like, why would you not just make that offering and do the lighting for them?
100%. And if you learn at Light It Up Expo or anywhere else that, but Light It Up Expo, if you
It's the
learn how to
only
do
place.
demos,
It's the
the
only
only
place
place
to
that
learn lighting.
if you learn how to do a demo, you learn how to do those kind of designs, you're going to be able to close those sales. And you can offer to do the whole property, and then start in sections, do the front yard. But yeah, it's one of the things that the National Realtor Association actually recognized as bringing the most home ownership value. It's crazy because people don't think about landscape lighting. They think about putting in a patio or a pool or whatever. Like, that brings like overall resale value. But the thing that brings homeowners the most joy outside of like a new kitchen and a new bathroom is landscape lighting. It's like number three, because they just didn't realize what they were missing at night. So yeah, we think everyone should have it. And also, if you go to Ryan Lee's training, you'll learn landscape lighting keeps you from getting robbed. So there's that.
and
Okay,
and
keeps you safe.
potentially allegedly murdered. You
Allegedly murdered.
you it could save them from getting murdered.
You
I'm
could. You're saving lives. You're doing the Lord's work. Let's just get lights on every house. Come
Yeah, why do you hate people? Like, if you hate people, don't install lighting. Don't become a better lighting designer, that's fine. But
on. Yep.
if you generally don't hate people, why would you not do outdoor
Right.
lighting? It just makes sense.
It's a great closing tactic too. If you're like the only house in the neighborhood that doesn't have lights, you can be like, there's a reason your neighbors aren't pushing you to get lights. Like, you
Yeah.
be nicer and let's get some lights on your house.
Tell me you like getting murdered without telling me you like getting murdered.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to. I
Exactly.
shoot, we might get banned on Facebook now. I didn't think about that.
I,
Huh.
it's your
It's
feed.
easier to say in a live training when it's not being recorded.
I said Rob. You're the one that brought up murder.
I know. Well, I try to be authentic, and then dang it. If it gets taken down, we'll redo this video.
Okay.
Hey, you know what I was thinking is I just came up with this idea today. I want to give away some tickets, some free tickets to Light It Up Expo.
Cool.
But I forgot to come up with a way. How could we like have people enter or just like comment or something like that to
Yeah,
get
I would do. I mean, comment, refer, share, put the Light Up
yeah.
Expo somewhere publicly.
If you share this post, just share this video and tag me
Mhm.
in it, tag me and tag Nathan, then I'll just we're the first 2 people to do that, we'll give you, we'll give you a free ticket. And if you already have a ticket, you still have to buy the ticket that you already bought because you already bought it, but you'll get an additional ticket. So if you wanna bring someone or give it to a friend or whatever you can, so share it, tag me, tag Nathan, and, we'll hook you
And if
up.
you can't remember me, tag Ryan and tag Sterling. That's
Yeah,
fine.
and Sterling Lighting, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So tag me, tag Sterling Lighting or Nathan, and, the first 2 people to share and do that, I'll give you an extra ticket to, light it up.
That's pretty generous, man.
That was good, yeah. Well, I
And now
just
I
thought, you
really
know
hope
what?
that this doesn't get pulled off of
No, no,
live because
I'm only doing it because it's probably gonna get pulled down, so,
yeah. So it's a zero sum game anyway. It's fine.
yeah. No, it's just, I started thinking, I'm like, "What can we do to, like, like, give some people some incentives to engage and stuff like that?" So, that was a good idea, Nathan, yeah.
Yeah. Glad you thought of it.
Alright, well, that's awesome. The only thing that I do have, and I've told Patrick Harders about this, I have beef with you guys because I went to Greece and I, went to your event and it was freaking awesome. And I was like, damn it. Like before that, I was, self promoting myself as the reigning champion of events. But dude, I mean, we go to the Acropolis and Eleftheria and like all that. I mean, it's just like, how am I supposed to beat that? So come to Light It Up Expo. It's the #2 event in the world.
Yeah. The Grease was special. We're not going to beat that ourselves. I mean, we're going to do our best to make it just as awesome this year, but that was kind of a
It was so
once in a
cool.
that
Yeah.
was super cool. That was very, very neat. Yeah, for sure.
So at
But
this point, I'm just going for the second best event in the world.
all right.
Giving it up to you guys, Sterling. You guys nailed it all around. Your whole team did a phenomenal job, and it was cool. It was cool to network with people. I know, like I'm used to being in charge of the event, so I got to relax, have fun. I
Did.
got to know people that I didn't know and build relationships. So it was just a phenomenal event.
I know I saw a couple of times the microphone turned on. You're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. No, I can sit. I don't have to run everything.
Let me get up here.
Uh,
Let me start the day, guys.
Let
So
me start the day. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, or weren't in Greece, it was spectacular. And one thing I learned about Ryan while I was over there is
oh,
if you need to participate in a group dance, you could grab his waist, totally fine. He just lock on.
oh
Vice
man,
grip.
Mark, Mark, let go. I'm not as strong as I thought I was. I thought I could defend myself.
That was a great trip all around. Yeah.
Congo. Mark's coming to Light It Up Expo, actually, guys.
Oh, great.
He's flying in from England, so I think it might be closer to fly from England to Orlando than it is like LA to Orlando. I'm not sure, but I think Mark might win the furthest distance traveled award for Light It Up.
That's
I already
a
told him
distance. That's a
it's
distance.
Congo, but this time, it's the other way around.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I'll be glad to see him. That's great.
Yeah, it'll be
Glad he's
awesome.
going. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know of a few guys who are going. Talked to them and excited to meet them for the first time. So they had found us either through your program or they'd found us and we had asked us about training. How do I really amp up my game? And we Ryan Lee's group is one of the ones that we always talk about. And so be good to see some folks put some faces to names.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks again for participating and being a part of it. It's really hard to get an event, an expo like this off the ground, just because it's new and there's other things people can do and people make excuses. I don't have the money and I don't have the time, and it's easier to stay home. It's easier to not work on yourself. It's easier to not build your business. But I'm promising you guys, if you guys will show up, you're going to get to hang out with other people, other like-minded people that want what you want to get to that next level. Come meet with Nathan, come meet with Patrick, and better your design skills, which is going to help you differentiate yourself from your competition. So don't forget about their breakout. I'm sure you guys will be promoting it, but it's right
Yep.
now, we think, allegedly Thursday the 5th at 10:30
10:30.
a.m. So
You bet.
okay. Well, again, thanks so much. And again, you guys, if you're late on this thing, the first 2 people to share this, I don't even care where you share it, just share it and tag me, tag Nathan or Sterling Lighting, and I'll hook you guys up with a free ticket to Light It Up Expo. So thanks a ton, Nathan. Appreciate you,
That's
man.
awesome. All right, looking forward to it. See you in a bit.
Let's go. See you in
Let's
Orlando.
go. Later.